Hi, welcome to Building Site episode 14. It's just me today and I'm going to be showing the login form that we were working on in episode 13. Just going to make that a redirect so that we can take users from a place where they should be logged in. If they're not logged in, we can redirect them to the login box. So let me show, let's see what we're doing here. So we have I have my site directory. I've cloned the repo. In this opt area, we see a login form, and I've just cleaned this up. So let's just review what we're going to do here. We're going to put a login form into this path. Okay. And then we're going to set a rule. We're going to put in a rule that allows people to see it. Then we're going to put a 401, which is, we're going to register this. If we look at this resources, we're going to register a secret that we shouldn't be able to normally see unless we're logged in. And we're going to have an unauthorized error resource. I will need to create a rule to allow people to see the secret when they're logged in, so that will need to happen. And the 401 here, yeah, we also put in a 401 HTML file, which will be a variant of this error, so it will be picked if the user agent wants HTML. Again, I mean, I'm building this, it will be all documented a little bit better than just my explanations just there, but I just wanted to explain what kind of I'm working on. So just let's have a look, see what we have in site at the moment. We have a, let's go to localhost 2121. Don't see anything yet, so let's start by, let's just do this one here. Okay. Okay, and that should give me a login form. That's unauthorized because now we need the rule. So people can see the login form. Everybody can see it now. Now we want the secret resource, but also the resource that registers an error resource at 401, and then that will be the resource that we that provides the error. But we need to give it a representation, because it's representations that we serve in REST and not resources, and so the representation is registered here. So this is an HTML file. We'll only register a representation for that media type. And that's what we have there. So instead of our 401, if we go to secret now, we should get, and unfortunately, you can see that we get our 401, and that is refreshing to our login page. So let's see that again. We go to secret and redirects. That's great. So the next thing that we have to do is quite like it to, when we do log in as a user, we'd like it to redirect to where we were coming in from, and that requires us to put something perhaps in the query string, which I'll do. Okay, so what we ideally want is kind of a redirect secret there. So how do we do that? Well, this is kind of a good time to talk about templates in Site. So Site has Selma built in, and you can register a resource as being a template resource. And by doing that, representations are then treated as templates, and you can bring in template models. And I just need to figure out how to do that because it's a while since I've done that. So I will, and I'll just get my Twitch on there just so I can see if there is anyone online and asking questions. Okay, so let's bring in our template resource. Okay, so the login, I'm going to just commit this only for okay, I'll get a new login form. So that's our login form. We're going to, when we register this in, we're going to tell Site that it's a templated representation. So okay. So now let's put in our login form here. This is now going to be a resource, and we're going to say that the type is a templated representation, and that tells Site to put it through a template engine, which we will specify here as template engine Selma, which is a pretty powerful template engine. It's my favorite. It's very similar to well, we'll have to go to the README. I can't quite remember what Selma is similar to, but it's similar, I think, to one of the Python templating engines. So the template here is going to be that's the template. And then we will turn this one into a template by putting this one into templates. Okay, so if we run the deploy script, and we go to this URL again, it's going to be running a template that we have. Essentially this is this login form here is now a template. So let's just see that. Can't really tell that it is a template. Let's go and put some template model in there. And I think that we can do it in here. I'm not 100% sure, so we'll just say put a map here to bar, and we deploy that. And then I can put let's put a little heading in here, and we'll reference our template model. Yeah, perhaps I got that wrong. Just see if the template is working. No. I don't remember what I'm doing wrong. Yeah, okay, so the template engine is working, and here we can see some of the things that are available in our template model, which is a lot of things. So let's, for example, we can say redirect boot, and we should be able to see this in the query here. So, just seeing if the parameters have been passed. They haven't. So what we can do is, we can send this parameter in as a hidden field called underscore redirect. Let's try and do that in the form. So we'll have a little hidden field here that will travel. This will travel with the form. We'll give it a special name called redirect and a value. And here I'm going to reference the query in the, in fact, we show rather than make it hidden for now, we'll just show it. So the value is going to be underscore site, because this is the, you can put other things in the template model, which is what I was attempting to do, but can't quite remember the syntax. But anyway, now we say dot, and because it's a namespace, we have to use a double dot. That's a Selma convention for accessing this dot here of the namespace, and we should be able to say query. We just pop that, upload that again, and we'll see what effect that had. Gave an error. Let's have a look and see what's going on there. I can tail the logs. Key. I wonder whether it's to do with keyword cannot be cast to string. That's in Selma there. So I think I've got that right. Let's take this out. Oh, no, that. Looks like it's happening when we're compiling the template. Okay, we can put some more debugging in. Issues with that one. Right. Try getting something else. Dot, dot. That's working. Q is foo. Okay. So if we follow this request when we click on this login, this will submit to this. This is the action. Just want to follow that through the code. I'm going to look for yeah, it's one of our auth resources. So let's have a look at what we've got. It's going to be, so what I'm looking for here is, this is the login endpoint, which is something that we set up before when we bootstrapped site. This is one of the resources that goes in. And that has this keyword called purpose. And the purpose is to log in, which provides a similar function to what we're doing is accepting a post method in, and we're accepting a form, and yeah, this has some metadata. It's saying how expires in. That's for pass. So just be aware of that. So what happens here is we locate the resource, which is found in the database, which is then we hit our post handler, and it's here where we put a case statement on the purpose of the resource, which is perhaps, this is a bit old because we have generalized this to allow resources to have a thing called a post function, post fn. So we've got two ways inside of handling a post, or a resource. The trouble is we don't have any code inside. We don't, it's not an app server in the sense that you're building closure code. You can put closure code in yourself because it's, you can fork it and you can, but there isn't a supported way of putting in code into site. But there are some built-in functions, and possibly in the future we'll be able to extend site with some, I suppose you could say, back-end jars that will contain functions or Java classes that you could refer to in these resource descriptions. Most things in site, there is no state, there's no data, it's all in Crux, and Crux, you can't put functions in Crux, or not yet, and it's debatable whether we'd ever want that. However, we do need some basic functions to log in, to log out, to get tokens, which was the idea here. And then that was generalized later on when we did OpenAPI, where we wanted to allow more functions to be added and declared. So I think what we'll do is we'll deprecate our purpose here, and we'll just say when there is, this case is going to return nil if there's no purpose. Okay, so therefore we could probably deprecate the whole lot by just going to run the tests just to make sure that we're green. Okay, we're green on those. We're just perhaps we'll have a little run through a capture, just make sure we're all good. Sorry, just doing a little bit of admin here. Okay, I'll go back here. So we're going to make a little change to this post function. We're going to say that when it exists, then assert that it is a function, and we will call it with the request. So that means, well, we've got to we can throw here on the case. Now we've just got to our acquire token, which I guess is going to be, let's just do a quick query here to find all the resources that have, find all the entities that have a purpose. Three of them. Site token has a purpose of acquire token. Acquire token is this token response. So what we need to do have this put auth resources, and that adds this, and instead of the acquire token, we know that acquire token maps to this token response. So we should just put this in as the post function. And I think that's sufficient. But that will just be a symbol. If we've got any other symbols in sight. Okay. We say Yeah, possibly put it back there. I think this is a bit clearer. If it's none of those things, then it will be what does requiring resolve do if it can't find something? Presumably it returns, oh, it throws an error anyway. Please. Put that in there. Um, I think this is quite nice. Just all the cases. Perhaps call that post. And then we're going to have the login as well, the login response and the logout response. So login is going to have a similar thing. Login will be this. Just make sure that log. So anyone can ask for a token. What do we do for the login rule? any purpose left. The one in handler line 614, but that's our one we're getting rid of. Okay, done those. So okay. So our login has now a post function. Our logout has a post function. And our token has a post function. And there shouldn't be anything in the database with purposes. Let's check. Good, it's empty set. So we will try to log in using this form. My password in for my user. So we're going to pick that up from this is site local. Show site local mail. That's the password. But there's only a local password, so it's okay that I showed it. I should have put it into my clipboard there. And then I can paste, if I paste it in there, and we get an error. So have a look at that. Don't know what that error is. Seems to happen when we have no. Oh, did we? Going back. The error is in our Selma. How strange. And now it's disappeared again. Oh, we'll load up the Selma. Might be. Folder one. This would have to be a temp. This 401. Okay. So the idea is that we're going to put something in. I'm going to ignore this bug, see if it comes back, put a bit more tracing in there. Not quite sure what's happening with the template engine. It could be due to a nil, but what I want to do here is put a little something in there to redirect. To log in but redirect back here. Now, what is back here? Well, it's site dot jux site alpha URI. We're going to default it to an empty string, and then we're going to escape that, and that's what the Selma engine allows you to do. But because this 401 is not, you'll see, because this 40, get the if I go to this secret, the URL is, yeah, because it's not a template at this point in time. Even if it was, it would have been broken by that. So let's go back to secret. And yeah, as you can see, go and with it. Question I have is, yeah, how do I make this login page, this 401 page, a templated resource? That's straightforward. It's done in exactly the same way as we did our login form. So we'll put the asset to a we're going to have a new one here that says that errors unauthorized is actually a template that will point to templates unauthorized. But this is now the variant and it's the variant of and then this one is template. And while we're here, I think we'll just harmonize. Okay. Let's deploy that. And then when we go to secret, the 401 should be going through our, we should get a 401 error response. Well, I've got to go. Stop streaming. Hi, so I think I'm going to have to stop there. So the story is we are trying to, I guess, introduce templating into our login form. We're trying to cause a unauthorized exception to redirect to the login form. It's fairly, yeah, it's quite a lot to do. I'm kind of coding it as we go. I haven't got the documentation, so I hope this provides some value, but we'll soldier on. We do have a bug. We have a couple of issues. We've got this stack trace here, and we've got some, I was expecting this to cause a redirect, and that's sort of broken. So I'm going to maybe look into that next time. All slow going. It's all kind of building up. This is what building sites all about. It takes a bit of time. There's quite a lot of things going on, and it's quite slow because the design of site is really important to get right. And so we don't want to go too quickly and not think enough about the future functionality and keeping things small, keeping things simple. But I think that will do today. I've got to shoot off to a few meetings, and so I think we might do another one tomorrow. But anyway, thanks for joining, and we'll see you. That was episode 14. We'll see you for the next episode.